Hello, dear friends. Yes, I'm your helper, assistant. What's my job? I generally help you to learn this foreign language, and that is English, which is also known as the lingua franca. Lingua franca means an international language that is generally used that way. All over the world, you will see you can transact business with the knowledge of English. If you know English to a certain extent, you will not have to face a lot of problems when you are dealing with anybody across the world. Though there are some countries where English is not much used, but still there you will find some people at least who know this language. So what we are going to do today? We are going to learn some words which are confusable in nature. Especially when we use some English words, we do not understand whether we are applying the word properly or not. Because if there are two words looking and sounding to a certain extent similar, it becomes difficult for us to decide where to use which word. And if we misapply, the meaning gets changed or distorted. That's why it is very important for us to learn the difference between those words. For example, let me cite an example. It will become easier for you to understand them. There are two words. One is tasty, another is tasteful. Now, these two words may confuse the user, especially the beginners, those who are beginning to learn this language. They do not understand whether they will use the word tasty or they use the word tasteful, because both these words are adjective forms and they are derived from the noun taste, T-A-S-T-E. Now, tasty means yummy or scrumptious, that which tastes very well. For example, the chicken curry today is very, very tasty. The chicken curry tastes so well to you that you call it tasty, but not tasteful. And tasteful means having the sense of aesthetics. Having the sense of aesthetics. For example, the decoration of your dining hall is really tasteful. This decoration indicates your sense of aesthetics. You have decorated the room, the hall so well. All right? These kind of words we are going to learn. Here you see there are 6 words. And these are the pairs. 6 words here, 3 pairs. And look at these pairs. They look to a certain extent similar. They sound also to a certain extent identical. But there is a huge difference. There is a world of difference between the words. For example, the first word, extemporize. The word extemporize. What does extemporize mean? Have you heard the word extempore? Though I have heard people, especially the beginners, pronouncing the word extempore. They say that they use the word extempore without knowing that the final E is also pronounced. So the pronunciation of the word extempore, not extempore. Therefore, I think that you know the use of this word. We use the word extempore after a verb. For example, he is afraid of speaking on this subject extempore. He is afraid of speaking on this subject extempore. What's the meaning? Without any preparation. When you are asked to speak or do something without any previous preparation, then it becomes difficult for you to speak on that subject. And that is used as an adverb, mostly, though it can be used as an adjective as well. Now, this is the verb form of the word extempore. It is extemporize, which means to do something without preparation. To do something without preparation. You are not well prepared to sing a song, but suddenly you are asked to sing a song. And then what you have to do? You have to extemporize. You have no previous preparation. So you are not quite ready to do that. But when you are requested to sing a song, you extemporize. Let's look at the example sentence within brackets. The example sentence is, the pianist had no music, so he extemporized before the audience. The pianist is not prepared to play the instrument, but all of a sudden he is called upon by the anchor to perform. What he does, he has to, of course, extemporize at the time, because he has come to the auditorium without any previous preparation. Now he is asked to play his instrument, so he has to naturally extemporize. So that's the meaning of this word, and that is the example sentence. Move on to the next one. This word is temporize. Only X is not there, temporize. Otherwise, they sound identical. What's the meaning of temporize? To gain time by stalling or being evasive. You are gaining time by stalling. Stalling in the sense, stopping. Okay? Say you are not willing to do something. Then you are asked to do something by your boss, or by someone whom you respect. So what do you have to do at the time? You have to gain time somehow by stalling or being evasive. Evasive is the adjective form of the word evade. E-V-A-D-E, evade. Evade means to avoid. And the adjective form of the word evade is evasive. So you are trying to avoid. You are trying to avoid doing that particular work. So what you do at the time? You temporize. You kill time this way and that way, so that you don't have to do that very promptly. Because you are not willing, perhaps, you are reluctant to do that. Reluctant means unwilling. You are unwilling to do that. Now let's look at the example sentence. The minister temporized as long as he could. The minister is asked to decide, but he is not quite interested to take the decision right at the time. So what he does, he has to do something at the time. He is requested, or he is perhaps ordered by his superiors to take some decision immediately. He doesn't want that. So he starts temporizing. Here written, the minister temporized as long as he could. The minister stalled the task of making the decision, or he tried to be evasive. He tried to evade. He tried to avoid doing that. So that is temporize. Now I think you will be able to use these two words properly. There will be no fear of misapplication of these words, since you have understood the difference, clear difference between these two words. So please don't use the one in place of the other. That will be incorrect then. And as I have told you, the pronunciation of the word extempore, not extempore. Extempore, this is pronounced this way only, and don't pronounce the word extempore. Alright? I think next time you will be a little more cautious when you are pronouncing this word, extempore. Extempore is very easy for you to pronounce, because the spelling says the pronunciation. But in case of extempore, the spelling doesn't say that clearly, because in English generally the final E is not pronounced. But here, as it is not an English word, It has come into English from some other language, and for that reason only, the final E is also pronounced extempore. It is extemporized. Let's move on to number 3 now. Number 3 is exacerbate. Exacerbate. The pronunciation. Try to learn the pronunciation first. Exacerbate. Okay? What's the meaning of this word? There are 2 words. First, let me tell you. There are 2 words. One is exacerbate, and another is exasperate. Don't they sound to a certain extent identical? And for that reason only, there is every possibility that we will make mistakes. We are prone to make mistakes. And now, as the meaning is being clearly discussed, I hope next time you will not have any confusion at all. First one is exacerbate. Exacerbate means to make something worse. Bad, worst. Okay? You know the 3 forms. So, to make something worse is exacerbate. It is not X, it is X. Exacerbate. What is the example sentence? The delay in answering has only exacerbated the situation. The delay in answering. If you answered the question promptly, without wasting time, the situation could have been under control. But what you have done, you have delayed. So the delay in answering has only exacerbated the situation. That is, made the situation worse. Otherwise, you could have controlled the situation. So, to make something worse is exacerbate. Okay? Number 4, exasperated. Exasperate. What's the meaning of exasperate? Exasperate means to irritate or annoy. So you understand very well the gulf of difference between these 2 words. They are clearly different in meaning. So, though they look and sound to a certain extent similar, identical, they are not used in the same situation. You have to know the proper application of these words. Otherwise, it will be useless for you to add these words to your vocabulary. So, exasperate means to irritate or annoy. Annoy means to make angry. If you make somebody angry, you annoy that person. Annoy. And irritate, you know very well, irritate, to irritate somebody, to perturb somebody, to disturb somebody, irritate. Let's look at the example sentence. His habit of drinking exasperated his wife. He drinks maybe every night, every evening he drinks, he returns home drunk, and his wife gets very, very angry, hopping mad. And so his habit of drinking exasperated his wife. So if you do something against the will of somebody of your family, some member of your family, you simply exasperate that person, that member. You simply irritate that person, you annoy that person, you make that person angry. Alright, move on to next one, next pair. Look at the next pair. One is exalt, E-X-A-L-T, another is exalt, E-X-U-L-T. These words are absolute homophones. Homophones means they are pronounced almost in the same way. Only the spelling has a little difference. It is E-X-A-L-T and the second one is E-X-U-L-T. But they mean absolutely something different. This is not that you can use the one in place of the other. What's the meaning of this? Exalt. To raise someone in esteem by praising them. To raise someone in esteem. Esteem means respect. Respect. So if you raise somebody in esteem by praising that person too much, then you exalt that person. You love that person, so you are magnifying the qualities that the man has. Thereby, what you are trying to do, you are trying to exalt that person, raise that person in esteem by praising that person. Let's look at the example sentence. His followers exalted him as a fine leader. He may not be a very competent leader, but the followers of that particular man are praising him constantly to the public in such a manner that people start thinking that perhaps he is really a very highly esteemed person. Because his followers have raised him in esteem by praising him constantly. So if you want to, if you praise someone, or if you want to exalt someone, you have to praise that person too much in order to raise that person in esteem. Often you will see you do this in case of about a person whom you love too dearly, too much. You are generally, you very seldom talk about the dark side of that person's character. You always try to inflate the good qualities that that person possesses. Why? You want to exalt him or her in esteem. Let's move on to the next one, number 6. Exalt. E-X-U-L-T. Exalt. Exalt means to rejoice greatly. Rejoice means to make merry or to enjoy. Rejoice. R-E-J-O-I-C-E. Rejoice greatly. To enjoy greatly. Enjoy is generally used reflexively, or enjoy is generally a transitive verb. But rejoice is not a transitive verb. It's an intransitive verb. What is the difference between a transitive verb and an intransitive verb? A transitive verb always takes an object. So we say he is enjoying himself. We do not say he is enjoying. Or he is enjoying something. He is enjoying a movie. So this way we use. But if we use rejoice, then rejoice will not take any object. Rejoice. We are rejoicing now. On the occasion of, on a festive occasion, people generally rejoice. So that is exalt, to rejoice greatly. What's the example sentence? She exalted at her first success. Exalt is followed by the preposition at. Don't forget it. If you use some other preposition there, your sentence will be grammatically incorrect. So she exalted at her first success. Make some other example sentence. You exalted at the news of your promotion. You have received the news of your promotion, then you exalt. You rejoice greatly. So these are the 6 words which we have learned today. I hope you will try to use these words. Generally, I request my dear friends to use new words always. Otherwise, it is very difficult for them to retain those words in the memory. The words are likely to go out of your memory if you do not use them. So try to use as many words as you can when you speak English or you write English. And for that reason only, practice is very essential. There is no alternative to practice. So for this vocabulary also, I give you the same piece of advice. Please practice using new words that you have recently learned. And if you think that these new words you are forgetting, about to forget, then you should use this more frequently. And then these words will be absolutely etched in your memory. you will not forget the words so easily. So that's all about this lesson today. See you again in the next lesson, next video session. But before that, I would like to make a request, and that is, if you have enjoyed this video, let me repeat, if you have enjoyed this video, please give me a like and say you have not enjoyed the video. You have found some loopholes, some drawbacks. You must give me a dislike. But my dear friends, when you give me a dislike, don't forget, I expect you to write the reason for this dislike, so that I can remove those flaws from my teaching style. Next time, the videos will be more polished, without drawbacks. So, if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing to this channel if you want this channel to grow at all. Alright? I think I have been able to make the matter clear to you, this lesson I'm talking about. And still, if you have any sort of confusion regarding any part of this lesson, please don't forget to drop a comment in the comment box. And I assure you, my dear friends, I promise I shall address your question specifically, individually. Thank you very much for watching this video. See you again in the next video session. Bye bye.